Here's another thing that we're going to have to wrap this up very soon. But another thing that I saw that was really there's this Israeli professor. She's a she. I don't know if you know about her, but she's doing a lot of studies into the immune system, the systemic immune system, and dementia. A lot of her studies have obviously been with mice and guinea pigs, but they're saying that an improved, enhanced immune function. So what they did was they knocked out immune function in some mice, and they had now looked at their brain function and compared them with the controls, or compared them with those who had optimized immune function, and they could see clearly that those immune functions were defective. Also were unable to, their cognition was also affected, so they couldn't go through those little maze, wow. Couldn't find the food and all that. But that was really, really interesting. I mean, I don't know, do you know about this person?
No, I don't. I'd be interested in reading more about what she's done. If you'd share with me any.
Yeah, I'll dig it up. I had saved it on from YouTube, but I think I deleted it, so I'll dig it up. But the funny thing she said was that I think they sent these mice to another lab, and the lab person calls her and he says, "Hey, can you give us some? These mice you sent us are idiot mice. Can you give us some mice that can actually do this?" The only thing they did was just to knock out the immune function. Everything else was normal. Just knocked out the. Yeah, that's what they call them, idiot mice. So like. That I had a giggle out of that too. So yeah, that thing with the immune function, I mean, there's so much probably we don't know about, but these three that you talked about, that's huge. And I'm hoping the doctors and other medical professionals can also are watching this, and maybe they can take it from there and study it more, and then we can reach out to you. You might give me your website, so that if people need more information, they can reach out to you directly as well.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you for that. My website is drlewisnutrition.com. It's Dr. No period Lewis, Lewis nutrition.com. And I'd be happy. You can get my phone number, my email there down at the bottom of the page of the contact us section. I'd be happy to talk to anyone. I mean, like you, I have a mission. My mission is to help people be healthy through nutrition and exercise, mostly nutrition. I know I was a big fan of Jack LaLanne. He was such a model of health to me. The guy lived an amazing life, lived to be, I think, 96, I think, and then died of a lung infection. He had just an amazing quality of life up until his last couple of weeks of his life. And he was the model to me. You know, he was a guy that, man, he walked it. I mean, whatever he said, he did it. You know, he was an exercise fanatic, and he had he was focused on juicing and eating fruits and vegetables. I mean, I love that guy. He was such an inspiration. So I just, I feel like I'm lucky in the sense that I got to meet somebody like Dr. Reg McDaniel. And I didn't even mention the patient that I met here at the university. Her name was Barbara Kimley. This was a lady that was taking the rice bran that I mentioned, and she had metastatic thyroid cancer. That poor thing had gone through surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, the whole deal from a conventional perspective. And then they told her that she still only had 6 months to live, and then started taking this hydrolyzed rice bran that ended up giving her another 9 years of life. She did ultimately succumb to the cancer, but at the point that I met her, she sent me a letter to my office one day saying, "Hey, I'd like to introduce you to this hydrolyzed rice bran if you've never heard of it." And it saved my life. And I met her, and it ended up turning into a lot more research. You know, I have like two buckets or funnels. One is the aloe side, and one is the rice bran side. The rice bran was much more focused, really purely on immune function related to the HIV study I mentioned. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. We ran a study with people with that. And then there have been a lot of studies around the world with people with cancer that have taken this polysaccharide. So I'm just, I'm kind of a messenger at this point. I'm very passionate about helping people be healthy, and it's so simple. When you talk about diet, I mean, obviously, and you and I have talked about this in the past, diet is so culturally sensitive to people. People get defensive about their food. I mean, people,
Oh, yeah.
you start talking about making changes to people's food and they get mad at you. They don't want you to mess with their food. But
Yeah.
if you tell people, well, here, do what you want to do food wise, that's your decision, but just add a little polysaccharide to your daily diet and see over time what happens. And so that to me is very important, because that's a lot of power in something that doesn't really require, a significant change in someone's daily routine. If you try to get people to change their diet and their exercise habits, that's very challenging. And I've done a lot of that in my career, and usually it's not a lot of fun. You've got to have somebody who's really motivated to do it. And unfortunately, as you know, people only get motivated when they have a crisis.
That's
right. So we don't think of prevention as being a motivational factor, unfortunately, for a lot of times and a lot of circumstances. But again, just adding this small little other, one other little thing to do in your daily routine, for most people, that's not a challenge. And so that's the beauty of these polysaccharides, is just add one more little step to your routine of, taking a shower, putting your clothes on, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, and everything else that you do on a daily basis. Just add a little more of these polysaccharides into your routine, and the benefits are just tremendous.
Absolutely. Good points. Really good points, for sure. Yeah, it's a losing battle for many healthcare professionals. So yeah, that's why I always look for things that are safe, that are effective, they're simple to use, and they're easy to inculcate into your daily habits. I mean, most people are popping pills anyway. So what's another pill or powder to add to it? Yeah, exactly. I mean, most people are not going to the gym every day, that's for sure. So yeah, that's a huge thing. So we've run out of time. I'm just going to say a big thank you to Dr. John Lewis. Thank you, John, for making this time to talk to us about this. We are going to get into this more and more, for sure. I hope we can find time to really unpack some of the things you've talked about in passing, and and see how we can relate that to what is going on more and more in Nigeria and other African countries, where they're what I call resource poor countries, where they don't have access to all this great research and tests and lab tests and great super duper drugs and all those things. In fact, sometimes maybe it's even a good thing that they don't have access to all this.
That's right.
Well, thank
you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Any final words you want to share with our guests, our viewers?
I would just say, health is wealth. I mean, it's great to have material things, but if you don't have your health, in my view, you don't have a lot. And so the most fundamental thing that we can do to protect our health is to eat well and make emphasis on getting the right nutrients that we need to function properly. And then of course, adding movement to that as well. But to me, again, everything relates to your health. If you don't have your health, I'm sorry, you don't have much. I don't care how much money you have, or what kind of car you drive, or what kind of home you live in. You've got to be healthy to enjoy your life. And for me, that's what it's all about, is creating optimal health for people.
Absolutely. Very well said. Very well said. Thanks again. I am Dr. David Ajibade. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more videos, please click on the subscribe button below. And if you want to be notified of when we upload other videos, please click on the bell button so that you can be notified. God bless. Take care. Bye.